Hey C3 family, welcome to day 12 of NovemberFast. These days are really piling up, but they've been great. This week we're focusing on developing our prayer lists, and because today is Thursday, we're leaning into the topic, money is spiritual too. So let's dive right in. There are those who would say that prayer should be reserved for the spiritual things, not the things that are passing in this world. In my opinion, that's flat wrong. And I'd argue that there is no distinction between spiritual and unspiritual things. Everything that impacts our lives is spiritual, and it's also worth praying about. And that definitely applies to finances, money, investment, business, properties, and everything else related. There's so many biblical references I could give you to back my claim, but let me just say that caring for those things that would maybe be categorized as unspiritual, like money, are actually the prerequisite to being allowed to manage truly valuable things in this lifetime. Jesus said in Luke chapter 16, verse 11, "If then you have not been faithful in the unrighteous wealth, who will entrust you to the true riches?" Thursday's prayer outline is designed to position you to do just that. Since your prayer outline is meant to be a head start, let me take a few minutes and describe how I've shaped mine. First, I've listed out all the things God has done financially that I'm thankful for, like my current income, my home, savings, properties, investments, and especially the most recently answered prayer requests. Praying over these things first sets my focus for finances on thankfulness. From there, I begin asking God to bless my giving. I take time reaffirming my commitment to tithing, which is, as you know, returning 10% of our income to His house. It's the covenant He's made with us to make sure that our needs are cared for. Part of that includes the practice that I engage in where I return my tithe during my morning prayer time on the mornings I get paid. It's a sacred and very favorite moment for me, and I love every single time I get to do it. In that space, I also recommit myself to giving offerings. These include those moments when maybe I give to a missionary at our church on Sunday, or a friend has a need, or a situation develops in the community that I want to give towards. In order to make sure I have the money I need for when those moments arrive, I slide an additional 5% on the mornings I get paid into an account so that I'm ready to go when the time comes. In that space, I also revisit my larger faith commitments I've made during the year, like vision builders. I'm always praying about the next big faith offering that I might be able to give. At the beginning of this year, Rowena and I felt moved to give to our C3 Vision Builders offering at church, and we gave the largest one-time offering we've ever given. It absolutely was a stretch, but by no coincidence. We also at the same time made a decision to make an investment. And that investment has already brought a return of almost triple our offering, and it will continue to do the same for years to come. And that's exactly what a faith offering is designed to do. Now, as I pray over all of my giving, I pray that my giving has a potential to grow year after year after year. From there, I move in to praying for God to increase the values of all that I receive and all that I own. It's not an issue of greed, it's an issue of stewardship. None of the things that I have or receive belong to me. It's all on loan from Him, and my role is to see it increase, just like in the parable of the talents. Now, in order for that to happen, you might need to add a few things to your list, like praying for your boss and his business, praying for your business and your employees, praying for low interest rates, for a strong stock market, and so on. Now, from there, I move on to take time to pray for my various revenue streams and future business ideas. I pray for creativity and open doors. I ask God to show me opportunities, because if I can see them, I can pray for them, and then I can plan for them. I really think that everyone should be praying about second, third, and fourth revenue streams. I also take time to pray over my savings and my savings plan. As with my giving, I slide a portion of my paycheck into my savings plan when I receive an income. That is my part in pursuit of His best. I also pray about debt. For me, I reaffirm my commitment to avoiding non-mortgage debt unless it involves an investment, an additional property, or a new revenue stream. If I did have debt, my prayer would include a specific plan for paying it off as soon as possible and the commitment to sticking with that plan. Now, as I finish praying for my finances, I love to end that prayer time by praying for the finances of the church. Not because I'm the pastor, but because I'm part of the family and I want to see our church thrive. It brings me incredible joy when the church does well. So I pray over those who give. I pray they'll be rewarded abundantly for their obedience, for their vision to His house, and I pray for both our church income and our church giving to increase. I pray over all of our church properties, both current and future, and that's especially critical right now. I also pray for those future ridiculous God gifts that I believe that are on their way in the form of money and properties. I ask God to touch the hearts of those who will give them and that He'll bless them incredibly. I can't wait for those stories to unfold and for us to have the opportunity to brag about the generosity of God's people and the generosity He showed them so they could be generous. I also spend some time praying over our Beyond projects, the people involved, and all the circumstances. So today, your activity is to lean into your Thursday list and personalize it by adding your details, your numbers, and your goals. Be sure and have fun. And after that, we'll be in chapter 12 of Proverbs. And when you're all done, don't forget to leave a comment on this blog or even easier, on today's social media posts. So dive in, let's take some ground, and let's have another fantastic day.